Hey, what's up, guys? Tim from Everyday Tactical Vids here, and once again, excuse my voice, a little bit under the weather still, but up early this morning working on a review for you guys. Today we're looking at this Cabela's mini multi-tool knife. Now, as we start here, let me say that for some of you guys, maybe it's similar to me, that when you see something made by Cabela's, or it's got Cabela's name stamped on it, you can have that sense of, yeah, this is a big store, they get these things made overseas, they stamp their name on them, ship them over here, they're cheaply made, they sell them, and it's just a way to make a little extra cash for the company. So that may or may not be true, but that being said, I picked this up at Cabela's the other day for $6. I was looking for just a tiny little multi-tool to have on me, and this was an inexpensive option, so I thought I'd go for it, give it a shot. And one of the things we're trying to do here with Everyday Tactical Vids is deal with tactical and helpful, useful items, resourceful items for the average person out there. So, maybe you can't spend $100 or $80 on some higher end multi-tool. This one is going to be very inexpensive, obviously $6, and maybe it'll do the job for you for a while, or it'll be perfect for some of the detail work you're doing since it is a smaller one. So that's why I got it. We'll review it and give it a shot, and then after a while we'll come back to it and see how we how much we like it or what we think about it. So that being said, a couple of the details on this guy. It does come in, this is black on the outside obviously here, and then gray. In all of the multi-tools, these two little sections are gray here on the front and the back, and then you can get it in black, green, pink, and I think blue as well. So I went with black just because I wanted to kind of have a more subtle tone. And yeah, let me open this guy up. We'll take a look at all the different tools. You may find this highly ironic like I do, but as I was opening this guy up, I was thinking I should tell people to be careful as they're, prying these different tools out, to be careful not to bust up and bust your fingernails or cut yourself on the blade, and then manage to cut myself. So there's my jerry rig repair job so I can get back to the review. But anyhow, be careful, the blade is sharp. Speaking of the blade, give you a little rundown on size here. Just about 2 inches, a little bit less than 2 inches. It is quite sharp, so be careful of that. I'll put this guy away, hopefully without injuring myself. Next up is a Phillips head screwdriver, and let me actually push the flathead out of the way here so you can see this guy up close. As you can see, it's quite thin, and we'll compare it to a normal size Phillips head. So it is quite thin. We'll see how well that works. Obviously, they can't put a huge screwdriver in something as tiny as this, but you do have a Phillips head there if you want to use it for any kind of repairs or whatever it might be. And then as I pull the flathead back out, put the Phillips head away. And then a flathead screwdriver. Another good thing about this is, while you don't have a ton of leverage just by the size of this, and I'll actually do a measurement for you in a second, but you could actually use this to pry a little bit as well for the flathead screwdriver on that side. Over on this side, you can see we start out with a pair of small scissors, and these guys are actually usable. You're not going to be cutting through cardboard with these, but if you do need to clip something, for example, if you're doing some sort of stitching or whatever, you need to cut some string, you can certainly use these guys. And there's no spring in them, it's just this kind of tension system with that piece of metal there. When you do put them away, you got to kind of squeeze it in as you're folding in, because if not, when you get it in here, it might stick out a little bit. So next you have a bottle opener. Let me just put the saw out of the way. Bottle opener, also with a little bit of a prying option there when it comes to just the way this guy's cut. And then the last one, as you can see, get this guy out of the way and pull this guy up, is a little bit of a saw. It definitely is, it's pretty sharp. The blades, I mean, it's not going to tear you apart just touching it gently like that, but it definitely will cut, so that's an advantage as well. And then obviously the main option for these guys when it comes to tool, the whole thing is kind of built around this concept of having a small set of pliers. And I'll show you right there, there's this tiny little spring. Looking in some of the other multi-tools out there, you don't see the spring. It's either hidden or it's basically, when you hold it together, it'll stay together, and then you'll have to actually pull it apart. So let's see if you can hear that. I'll have to check on the video, but it does make a little bit of a strange noise, but we'll see how well that guy holds up. And you could definitely do some precision work, if you had to pick something up or, work on something really small. Having a nice small set of pliers like that could actually be quite useful. As you can see here, from top to bottom, you're talking about 4 inches when it's opened up like this. And let me close it up real quick. Simple to do, like your standard multi-tool. Lay that guy down. And then you're talking about 3 inches when it's all closed up. As you can see, it does come with a little carrying case here. Nothing too fancy. You got a hook and loop closure on the front and then a belt loop on the back. I'd recommend that you're careful with the belt loop option just because the stitching doesn't look so great. So you don't want to put it on a belt and have this rip and then lose the whole thing. I would put the item in here, put the multi-tool in the pocket, and then stick it in my actual pants pocket or maybe a bag of some sort. But nonetheless, nice that they give you a little carrying case. It does fit in either way with the wider end at the top or at the bottom. Just got to make sure that these little hooks that you use to pull the tools out don't get caught. But slide this in, close it up. There you go. So overall, cool little tool, and we'll see how it holds up. Again, there's some of these types of items that you get them out of the package, and as soon as you hold them, you go, all right, this is just junk. I definitely don't feel that way about this guy. Seems like it's actually pretty nicely made, and certainly the blade is plenty sharp. And yeah, so we'll keep this. I'll probably stick this somewhere on like in an EDC bag or whatever, and we'll see how it works, and I'll give you an update when there's something to talk about. All right, guys, thanks for checking out the review. Like, subscribe, check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.